Hey, good evening, YouTube. This is Operator 788, and I want to talk about this book right here, CashFlow Quadrant. Read it last year, and I kind of, skimmed through it. I want to talk about key points of this book because I highly recommend, people who are going into self-development or in network marketing businesses, or even trying to start up your company, or even investors, is a great book to go check out. And a couple key points I took away from this book is one, money is never seen through the mind. It's always or money is seen through the mind, never seen through your eyes, which I think is quite important because a lot of people go into entrepreneurship thinking, oh, I'm going to make this amount of money because I see my neighbor making this amount of money. Not necessarily true. True entrepreneurs, I believe, see money as what it can be and what it will become after they put in what he talks about, action and taking action. You don't have to take a lot of action, but maybe start doing baby steps of actions and start working through it, and never give up on your actions. And another one is he talked about writing down your goals. We all have New Year's resolutions, and I fall victim to that too, where we make promises to ourselves, but we don't just, we take a little action, or we take a big step of action and we never accomplish those goals. So let's, we overcome that by taking baby steps, as he goes on saying in this book. I don't want to give up too much away, but also in the CashFlow Quadrant, he also talks about the 4 quadrants in the previous book of Rich Dad Poor Dad, which I think is very helpful and beneficial for those who aren't business savvy or weren't born with business parents, or parents are in business, or uncles or aunts who are in business, which I think is great. Long term. He also talks about different types of investors in this book. He talks about long term, short term investors. I don't want to get too deep into it, but talks about how they're not strategies, but more like behaviors that they have when it comes into the techniques in this book. Also, I really enjoyed this book, and in the very end of this book here, let me give you the chapter. I don't want to give anything away. He talks about how you can go ahead and budget and learn how to read an income statement. I'll show you here. It's an older book, but he goes down here and shows the income and expense report that will help plan, just to help plan with, I guess, certain expenses that come up that you want to go ahead and purchase, and how to budget that with income. It's something very familiar that you learn in accounting class. And same with a balance sheet, which is your assets and liabilities. So, which is really, really, really helpful. And I think this book is a must read if you want to go to the next step in either creating a business or starting a S corp. Or I never started S corp or a big business like that per se, but maybe in the near future, maybe my business might grow to an S corp. But it's good to go back to read the basics and know what kind of accounting and bookkeeping is to be done. It's not going to be in this book, but it does give you an overview of what your income and expense report is going to look like, and as well as your balance sheet, which is your assets and liabilities. So he goes, Robert Kyosaki goes in depth in this book a little bit further. Highly recommend reading it. If you like the book, I'm going to leave a link in below. I'm going to get a small commission from an Amazon link. But the more people read and pass on the knowledge, the better you become. So I guess more book reviews to come. I'm going to try to read more this year in 2020. But yeah, and I'll share. Take care.